Bernardo Silva ready to leave Man City to join Barcelona. Big story in there for you. Kepa Balaga is going to be leaving the side of Real Madrid. That is it, Kepa Balaga. And we also have a story concerning a player called Mazraoui, one of the best right backs I've gone ahead to see in the world, that went ahead to obviously phase off when he was at the side of Bayern Munich, and looks like Bayern Munich are ready to sell him. That's why we are into what we call the transfer news show. On a daily, I think we're going to be having the transfer news show, switching into obviously coming through to cater up for most of you, because I really understand that we are just some few months to the summer transfer window. You know, it's always in June, around mid-June. That's when it really opens up to see that players start crossing from one side to another. And welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is concerned, and I'm here to bring you these stories. Let's see close to 200 likes, smash on this video, and don't forget to subscribe, because we want to hit 14,000, that's not 14, 21,000 subscribers. That's what we want to hit, and let's continue to subscribe. So the Muslims, Juma Karim and Ramadan Mubarak. To the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Let's start it off with the story of Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva last summer went ahead obviously extend his contract at Man City for like 2 to 3 years, and there was a buyout clause of 50+ million euros, and now he's really one of those players that wants to obviously leave the side of Man City, and he just respected Man City not to leave on a free, because he was left, I think, with 1 year on his contract, and he felt like he should really respect Man City for what they've gone ahead to do for him. But after all that was done, he told them a buyout clause should be put in through, and I think he need to eat that. The only way he can leave Man City is them having a buyout, is him having a buyout clause into his contract. And now we've been told by Fernando Polo, he's a very good journalist in Barcelona. He has told us that Bernardo Silva is considering leaving Man City this summer and could love to join Barcelona. Xavi likes him a lot, and he has a special release clause of 58 million euros for Barcelona. Now the club must make the final decision on his signing. So for Bernardo Silva, he might be wanting to join Barcelona, but is Barcelona in good terms of signing the player? That is something great. I tell you, Bernardo Silva could start in any team in the world. His talent is really out of this world. He has gone ahead to really look good ever since he came in through at Man City, and they bought him, I think, was it 50 million euros? I think came in from Lyon, and he was really one of those players that you really see with a low center of gravity, but his talent is really immense. He rarely loses the ball, and he resonates with what we call the modern philosophy of football, or modern demand of football, and that is the basic of football orientation. If you are playing this game of football, the modern one, they cannot allow you to lose the ball. That is it. They cannot allow you to lose the ball, and every time you're really onto the ball or the pitch, what makes you a special player is not to lose the ball. Bernardo Silva is that kind of player. He can play as a central attack midfielder, he can play as a right forward, he can play as a false number 9. You've gonna hit to see to it that Pep Guardiola sometimes played him in the double pivot. He has also gone ahead to come out and really play him as a left back. Remember that game where they're playing away at Arsenal last season, where Pep played Bernardo as a left back. So he is a versatile player, multi-dimensional with his talent. He's a Portuguese international, and his age is really one of those things that are really mattering a lot. He's 29 years of age, and for Barcelona to go in for a player like this, you ask yourself, are they building for the future? That is it, because Barcelona is in a rebuild. I understand he's a very good player, but Barcelona should admit they are in a rebuild, which rebuild requires them to understand that they need to obviously get in players for the future. If you're talking about experience, Ika Gundogan has the experience. Frankie de Jong has the experience. Lewandowski has the experience. Now, which other experience are you talking about? And when you look at that team of Barcelona, if you're having Frankie de Jong, Pedri and Rodri in that midfield, then why do you have to bring in an experienced player to obviously join Ilkay Gundogan to really not create enough space for these youngsters to thrive? I think Barcelona should be looking to sign in young players that are really going to take them far, because we've got to hate to see to it that when the senior players got injured, the young stars went ahead to take young stage, like the Yamals of this world, Alejandro Baldi, Pedri, Gavi. And in the recent games they've got to hate to be playing, I've got to hate to see to it that Barcelona have found themselves scoring goals through these youngsters. So I think time has come, and Xavi has gonna hate to obviously come up with a blueprint that can help them a lot to really give these youngsters a very good go at this season. And I think the best they can ever do to this side of Barcelona is not to go in for players like Bernardo Silva. However talented he is, he's 29. And how sure are you he's gonna get you more and more and more and more and more of his talent, before he obviously runs off and starts getting injured? 29 years of age, going in for a player to pay 50 million euros plus for a 29-year-old. I think that should be a decision taken by a team that is just that one player away from clinching the trophy. And you ask yourself, is Barcelona a Bernardo Silva away from clinching the trophy? I say no. I'll say no on any day, because there are very many other players that Barcelona need before they get in Bernardo Silva. I think they're really having problems with the right back. Can you sign Cancelo? Sorry about that. Can you sign Cancelo on a permanent? You are having João Felix. I think those are the first two transfers that Barcelona have to first look at before they even look anywhere, because these two players have gone ahead to come up and they've shown their intent to really become the best that they deserve. So you can't come out and say that Bernardo Silva should join Barcelona. I know how much he loves to play for Barcelona. Portuguese players have always dreamed to play for Barcelona and Real Madrid. That is it. So they want to follow in the footsteps of players like Ronaldo and very many other Portugal players that have got here to come in through and thrive, that decors of this world. So if you are the sporting director of Barcelona like Deco, I think your emphasis, or main emphasis, should be put onto signing João Felix, where Man City won close to 30 to 40 million euros, and João Felix, whose price is between 60 to 70 million euros, needed by Atletico Madrid. So you would be looking to first retain those players, because they've gone ahead to look good in that team of Barcelona. And there is one thing that we are not obviously giving a very good attention to detail. It's all about Xavi. They've indicated that Xavi is an admirer of the player, but Xavi said he's throwing in his towel, in the summer. When they played the last game of the season, he will no longer be the manager of Barcelona. He even asserted and said, even if we win the Champions League, I won't really come up and really be that manager of Barcelona. So that's what Xavi is telling you, and is 100% ready to see to it that he allows that to obviously go into the best way possible. So I don't see how Barcelona is going to spend close to 50 to 60 million euros to sign a 29-year-old. And do they have the money? Have they earned more from the Champions League to spend? That is the big question. Is the deal they are going to have with Puma going to help them out? So I think signing Bernardo Silva is going to depend on the budget of Barcelona. How much are they going to be having to spend onto Bernardo Silva this summer transfer window? Let's go to a little bit of Real Madrid. Kepa Balaga signed for Real Madrid on loan from Chelsea after the goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois got an ACL injury and has been really looking great, not until he got injured and the new goalkeeper came in through to obviously take center stage, and it looks like I'm not getting to the goal of Real Madrid again. And Fabrizio Romano has told us that Kepa Arrizabalaga is set to leave Real Madrid as he will return to Chelsea at the end of loan spell in January. Real Madrid want to extend Lunini's contract and they keep waiting for Courtois back in the summer. Kepa back to Chelsea with the decision to be made on his future. So I don't see Chelsea retaining this guy. They are just gonna sell him. I know he was at Real Madrid, he put in a very good shift, and he's really one of those players that you would like to see in your goal. Last season, towards the end of last season, he came up and did a very good job when Eduardo Mendy was like gifting like nothing at Chelsea. So Kepa Arrizabalaga came in through, he put in a shift, and everything was going on as to plan. And it looks like he was excited to go to Real Madrid. Bayern Munich was interested, but you know, him being a Spanish international has come out and really said he needs to obviously get going and obviously put in the needful. So I know his destination might be Spain. That is it. But he's one of those goalkeepers that was signed expensively by Chelsea, close to 80 million euros. That's the amount of money they coughed in. And for him, being 29 years of age, he's still young as a goalkeeper. And in the La Liga, he was in goal for only 12 games, and the Champions League for 4 games. That is Kepa Arrizabalaga for you, and he's going to be returning to the side of Chelsea. So Chelsea still have a lot to do. They have to see to it that they obviously do what, clear out players and really clean what we call the deadwood at Chelsea. And I think he's one of those players that cannot come up to really compete with Petrovic and Sanchez. And Petrovic is going to hit obviously look very hot, and he is going to hit to put in the necessary number of saves possible at the side of Chelsea. So that is Kepa Arrizabalaga for you. His future lies in his hands with agent and his agent. It's up to now him and his agent who should come up and really tell themselves the best they want to serve for the summer transfer window. Because for Chelsea, they're 100% willing to sell the player. So his agent should be at work right now. His agent should be at work right now asking himself, what am I gonna do to see to it that I go back to the levels I was at when Chelsea was signing me up? Because the player was really good. No one doubts his quality, but looks like Frank Lampard came in through and was like, Kepa Arrizabalaga, you are not good enough. He went in for Eduardo Mendy. And what really gave Frank Lampard that energy to get in another player was all about him being an OB of Chelsea and a legend. And the main man the main guys at Chelsea were really listening to him a lot. That's why it was easy for him to convince the board to get in Eduardo Mendy. But Eduardo Mendy has not lasted for long at the side of Chelsea, and he comes to obviously being sold. And this guy, that is Kepa Arrizabalaga, has to be looking in for his next club. Is he gonna go to the Saudi Pro League? I doubt, because he wants to be playing at the elite teams of Europe. After that, let's go to Bayern Munich. Mazraoui, who plays for Morocco national team and plays for Bayern Munich. Bayern signed him on a free from Ajax. A story has been told us by Christian Falk, a very close host to Bayern Munich, that Mazraoui is a candidate for sale in the summer, with Stanstick back from loan, and depending on what happens with Kimmich, the club would have too many options at the right back next season, and Mazraoui is the first sell candidate. The Moroccan is not completely against the idea of leaving the club either. Now, Mazraoui has admirers at Man United like Erik ten Hag, and Erik ten Hag is one of those managers that is in search of a right back. You never know, we might go in for Mazraoui, but with his injury record, you ask yourself, why would you be doing such a signing? I know we're gonna hit to have in some good number of players at the club of Man United. they're gonna hate to come in through and do a lot, but I wouldn't like to see us going in for injury-prone players. That's what I hate about it. I think it's better to get in players that are not injury-prone, that are really good. I think Frimpong is better than Mazraoui, and for any club, Frimpong should be the target. So we wait and see which other clubs are gonna come in to show interest to sign Mazraoui, but I tell you, he's a decent centre-back. He's a decent centre-back. Very, very, very decent, and I really like what he puts up into play. So, your thoughts on to Bernardo, ready to leave Man City for Barcelona? I welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Kepa Arrizabalaga returning to Chelsea? But Chelsea are yet to make a decision of really selling him. And Mazraoui, one of the decent right backs I've got to hit us in the world, making his return. Sorry, being up one of the candidates for sale at Chelsea. All that and more into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. And the Muslims, Juma Kareem and Ramadan Mubarak. I know next week it's gonna be Eid, so enjoy it to the fullest. And for everyone who has been watching us here, continue to subscribe. The Football Transfer News Show has gonna hate to come to its halt. We are returning with more news and information about your favorite teams. Second video of the day, fully charged. I'm out.